So I split my time between Washington D.C. and New York City. So
Oh, that's a
I'm
perfect
I it's a
combination.
challenging
Perfect.
situation because I
Yeah,
live in
yeah.
D.C. and work in New York. So I have
Okay,
two
I love both
homes.
of those cities though. I love both of those cities, and they are exact, and yeah, it's the exact same situation in both, honestly.
Yeah. Well, when I am in a position to buy in Brooklyn, you will be my first call, which brings me
I'm
to my
here.
next question. When does somebody know that they're ready to buy a home?
When they have heavy cash. When they have heavy
Mhm.
cash, especially if you're dealing with really competitive markets, it's really about the cash because we're in a tough real estate market now and it's very competitive, and cash is king always, so when you have the cash you're good, but I always say cash is king, but credit is the queen. So
Yes.
you're going to get better terms, just like if you walk onto a lot, the more money you make and the less money you owe, the better terms you get on your car loan. It's the same for your mortgage, even more so. I think mortgage loans can be a little bit more flexible, but you want to be deep in cash. You also want to make sure that your credit is prime, and you want to be realistic. I think a lot of people will sometimes start looking for a home with their desire in mind, and that's not where you really start. You start with your budget. Your budget will tell you your desire, an attainable desire at least. Your budget will tell you that. So you really want to get familiar with the market. And a lot of people, if they're not actively looking, they have no idea. I have people come to me every single day with these 15-year-old specs, and I'm like, well, if I had that, I would not share it with you. I would buy it and keep it from my portfolio. Now, let me bring
Right.
you to 2024, where those homes are
Yeah.
currently $1 million, and see what So I think it's important to just stay up to date with what's going on. But if you're really serious in the market, you'll know because you have your cash ready. You want to have good cash down. 20% is ideal. Yes, there are a lot of loan programs that you can work with and do less down payment, but specifically in the heavier markets, the person next to you probably has more cash, and that just makes their offer look a little bit stronger. So work on your cash and work on your credit. Those are the two deciding factors.
Well, I love that you said your desire because I will tell you, I am addicted to real estate porn. Like every night, I like turn out the lights, I get under the covers, I break out my
Have your moment.
iPad. I'm on Zillow for the next hour and a half, and I'm all New York. Like I look at all the areas in New York. I go high, I go low. I imagine how I'm going to decorate it. I don't think I'm alone in that. I think that is
No, I
what a
did a
lot of
whole
us do these
article
days.
about real estate porn. I was like doing an interview for like women in real estate, and then I just said, and they're all addicted to real estate porn, and it turned into like this 5-page article about, is this a thing? I was like, oh, it's absolutely a thing. I can give you like 10 clients that I know that suffer.
I'm me. My name is Tiffany, and I am addicted to real estate porn. I am one.
Yes,
Sign me
yes, it's
up.
my guilty habit.
Yeah, I actually love it. I so I have this thought, and I know you sell homes, so you may disagree with me here, but I don't think home ownership is the only path to wealth anymore. And I'll tell
Hmm.
you my situation. It was really important to me because of all the things that we've gone through as a community. It was so important to me to own a home. So I wanted to buy a home before I was 30. I bought my first home when I was 27. But I will tell you, I felt so locked into this mortgage. I was not ready to make that commitment and be somewhere. I thought, oh, well, this is where I'm going to live the rest of my life. And I was barely 30. And after 10 years, I couldn't live there anymore. I had to get
Hmm.
out. And so I called my realtor, who was a friend of mine at the time. And I told her, I'm like, I can't be here anymore. Like I'm commuting all the way to the city. It's a 2-hour commute every day. And I just thought, am I going to keep living here for sake of these three little numbers of my credit score? And she said, well, Tiffany, to get out of this mortgage is not going to be easy. Somebody's feelings has to be hurt. It's either going to be yours or the bank's. So what do you want to do? And I was like, baby, the bank can get its feelings hurt. So I did a short sale on my home. I have no regrets about like that 7 years or 10, however long I had to be out the real estate market went by like that. It was no problem. But I'm just curious. That's my situation. Like, what do you think about doing something like? Because it was a big deal, and I don't mean to be so flippant about it, but I
Hmm.
felt so much freedom after getting out of that mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, I always say again, I'm a woman, right? And so for me, I there's a part of my brain that is focused on my assets and my
Hmm.
portfolio, but all of this is for me to live a good life. And so if I'm somewhere where I'm miserable, that can't come second to my portfolio. So I think it's
Yes.
important to think about like what the benefits are, and all of these things are numbers. All of the, whether it's credit or whatever, you credit is a muscle, honey. You can hit the gym and build that credit right back. Like, that's just the truth. You know what I mean? And if you choose to build it back in 7 years, that's your business, but you could have also chosen to build it back in 4 years. There's creative ways to do everything. I do think that, especially if our generation, we come through this naivety of thinking that if you don't accomplish all of these things by a certain age, then
Yes.
like you just won't accomplish them. It's just simply not true. I bought my first house at 28, and I hit very rough financial times at 40, and I was somebody that was a high on the hog at 30. You couldn't tell me anything. Own two cars, two properties, whatever it was, two businesses. That was like double, double, double. That was me. And then at
Yeah.
40 to like have to make tough decisions like what you're speaking about, I don't even know. I think it hurt my ego more than it hurt my pocket, honestly.